Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to explore one of the most mysterious places you can possibly imagine, and it's right inside your own chest. Yeah, we're talking about your heart. We usually just think of it as a pump, right? But what if I told you it's actually an entire hidden world full of secrets we're just now starting to figure out? So just picture this for a second. What if your heart wasn't just, a muscle, but a gigantic, humming, bustling city? A city that literally never ever sleeps. It never stops and it never takes a single day off. And this incredible city is packed with millions of tiny citizens that we call cells. And just like in any big city, every single one of them has a super specific job to do, and they're all working around the clock 24/7 to keep the whole place running smoothly. But here's the tricky part. Imagine trying to understand a city like that with no map. You wouldn't know where the important buildings are or who does what job. For a really, really long time, that's exactly how we saw the heart. We knew this incredible city was there. We just didn't have the blueprint. But that has all started to change. Thanks to some amazing new research, scientists basically became the very first city planners for the heart. They took on this massive challenge of drawing the first complete, detailed map of this amazing place. So how on earth do you map a city that's made of tiny cells? Well, it was a pretty cool four-step plan. First, the scientists got samples from 14 healthy hearts that were donated to science. Then, really carefully, they separated millions of the individual cells. After that, they used this kind of super scanner to read each cell's unique job description. And finally, they put all that info together to create the first ever complete census of Heart City. And the scale of this whole thing was just mind-blowing. They analyzed almost 500,000 individual cells and their control centers to build this map. I mean, that's like creating a census for a huge city by going door to door and interviewing every single person to find out what they do for a living. So with the map finally finished, we can do something nobody has ever done before. We can officially meet the residents of Heart City. For the very first time, we're getting introduced to all the different workers and the incredible jobs they do every single day. All right, first up, let's meet the rock stars of Heart City, the muscle movers. You might know them as cardiomyocytes. These are the true powerhouses, the heavy lifters. They're the most common type of citizen, and their job is super important. Just keep pumping, all day, every day. Of course, every great city needs its architects and builders, right? Well, say hello to the support crew, or fibroblasts. These guys build the city's entire structure, like the scaffolding of all the buildings. And if anything gets damaged, they're the first ones on the scene to make repairs and keep the city strong. And you can't have a city without roads and pipes, can you? That's where the pipeliners and protectors come in. Think of them as the city's public works department. This team builds and takes care of all the pipelines, our blood vessels, making sure all the supplies get delivered smoothly with no traffic jam. And finally, no city would be complete without its bodyguards. These are the immune cells. They're like the security force and the cleanup crew, all rolled into one. They're always on patrol, looking for bad guys, fighting off any threats, and organizing repair jobs to keep every neighborhood safe and tidy. Okay, so now that we've met the citizens, we can start exploring the different neighborhoods. And just like a real city, the heart has different districts or chambers. And what this new map showed us is that different types of citizens like to hang out in specific neighborhoods, all depending on the work that needs to get done there. And check this out. The map showed one really big difference right away. In the heart's welcome halls, which are called the atria, about 30% of the cells are muscle movers. But down in the power plants, the ventricles, that number jumps to almost 50%. So what's up with that? Why the big difference? Well, it actually makes perfect sense when you think about it. The ventricles have a way tougher job. They're the ones that have to pump blood to your entire body. So to do all that heavy lifting, they need a much bigger crew of those muscle movers to get the job done. But the map had even more secrets to share. Get this. When scientists looked closer at the power plant neighborhoods, they found this really fascinating difference between male and female hearts. On average, female hearts had way more muscle movers packed in there, about 56% compared to only 47% in male hearts. That's a huge clue that scientists are now looking at to understand heart health even better. Now, this is all incredibly cool stuff, but you might be wondering, why does having this blueprint really matter? Well, this new map of Heart City isn't just a cool science project. It could literally change the world by changing how we understand and treat heart disease. You see, now that we have this perfect blueprint of a healthy city, it's a total game changer. Doctors can compare a sick heart to this map and see exactly which citizens are in trouble and where things went wrong. This could help us invent totally new ways to heal and repair the heart. It even helps us see which citizens are most in danger when a virus attacks. For example, let's talk about the COVID virus. We know it gets into our cells using a special door on the outside of the cell. Now, for a long time, everyone thought the muscle movers would have the most doors. But the map revealed a huge surprise. The citizens with the most of these doors were actually the parasites, our pipe protectors. That is a super important clue for figuring out how viruses can damage the heart. I mean, it's pretty incredible, right? This map has taken what was once a secret city and turned it into a known world, opening up all kinds of possibilities for new cures. It really just leaves you with one exciting question. Now that we've mapped the heart, what hidden city inside our own bodies should we explore next?